Hello everybody, my name is JCW and this is my Max Cape Speedrun series. 2 years ago I hit 200 mil all on the level 3, and recently I jumped back into the skilling scene on a brand new account with the goal of maxing and the shortest gameplay time possible. There are absolutely no restrictions on this account, so I can do whatever it takes to achieve my ultimate goal, hitting max total within 35 days of playtime. For those who didn't see last episode, we are going to be doing something epic this episode. I just need to complete Song of the Elves, and then I can unlock a training method that gives over 25 mil XP every hour in smithing and crafting. Here I am at the fight right before the final boss, and unfortunately I did mess up here, but it wasn't a repeat of Sins of the Father. I failed the first 2 attempts, but I was able to log out while I ran my ult with extra supplies. So if I had to guess, I would say I lost a total of 5 minutes. It wasn't really anything serious. I have done this quest before in my ult, but it was probably 2 or 3 years ago at this point, so I barely remembered how hard or easy it would have been. For those that don't know what this fight is, well, to be honest, I don't pay attention to lore, but I think we're defending this castle and don't want the elves attacking it. So the method is pretty simple, just tag the elves that are hidden in the castle and you can use blood spells to heal yourself. They are ranging and meleeing, so you will be taking damage since you can't pray against both. The difference this time is now that I have an AoE attack, I attack one and it attacks everything around them, making it significantly easier to take them off the castle. Now that I'm auto-casting Blood Barrage, all I gotta do is click the elves that are attacking the castle. Since Blood Barrage attacks anything in a 3x3 square, this makes it much easier since I can tag multiples with one spell. I will say, I've mostly been a person who can click when told where to click, but when it comes to actually using my eyes to see which elves are on the castle, I've become kind of useless. I was streaming this on Twitch, and I remember a few people in my chat helping me by telling me where there was an elf attacking, so shout out to them. After the castle is fully defended, I have to kill this mini-boss guy who is kind of easy. I did nearly die in the beginning, and here's why. So his only mechanic is pretty much to switch prayers instantly when he throws a dart. So you can't pray melee and occasionally switch to pray range. Unfortunately, my dumbass in the beginning had it backwards, so I got destroyed for a few. Once I had it down though, he was very easy and quick to kill. After I killed him, I quickly logged out and traded over more supplies. Even though I likely had enough to kill the boss, I already lost enough time defending the castle and I absolutely wanted 0 chance to die. And finally, the last boss before the quest is complete and we get insane XP rates. I kept manually casting Blood Barrage despite having a Saying Staff. I wanted to play it safe and always have max HP because I was nervous streaming this and really didn't want the embarrassment of dying in front of 300 people. The DPS was much lower on Blood Barrage, which I didn't know until after the fight was over, but at least it was a very safe fight. And so, after 7 easy but also stressful minutes, the boss was dead and I completed the quest. A lot of quest rewards from this in terms of XP, so here I am formally finishing up 99 Herb, along with Hunter. And so we have unlocked Prif. What you're looking at right now is me losing money as quick as people who bought into Bitcoin at 60 grand. I got 3 friends to run me Crystal Teleport Seeds, which are about 2.7 mil each when I banked this. They're now 2.1 mil, but that's beside the point. Converting these to shards allows me to make crystal armor, which is what I need to do for my skilling method. I know many of you will be wondering how much this costs, so just a quick breakdown. Each person ran me 504 seeds, totaling 1512. When bought at 2.7 mil each, this equates to about 4.1 bill spent. Quite costly if you ask me. I would even argue that it is deserving of a sub and a like on the video. So don't forget to do that if you haven't. Anyways, coming up near the end, just for your guys' knowledge, this took about 8 minutes with 3 runners. Basically, it's very little prep time. I started with level 70 smithing and 74 crafting, and you need 74 for both to make crystal armor. I traded over this keg to boost my smithing to 74 so I could start with crystal armors, but for some reason I forgot to actually make the armors. I definitely am not rich enough to practice this on an alt beforehand, so I was basically testing the waters live. It took me a few inventories to get used to it. For example, you have to click make all every time, which is quite inconvenient in my opinion. Secondly, I had to be sure I didn't accidentally make helmets. So if you guys look closely, you'll see that I have to go through 3 chat options every time I dismantle. Here's number 1, 2, and 3. It is quite tedious, but remember that because it's quite important for what I learned a few minutes into this method. Fast forwarding a bit, now that I got my XP rates on screen, I kind of stagnated around 11 mil an hour. But around here, I also realized something. It turns out that if you click dismantle on the next armor at the same tick you press space to continue on the most recent one, you can only go through 2 chat options and skip the one where it confirms you dismantle. With this new knowledge, I had a blast doing this method. And from here, my XP rate only went up. I will say, I think the average person doing this will likely only do this method one time in their lifetime. So I really wanted to get as much XP an hour as I could, knowing I would probably never be here again. I remember taking bets on stream about what XP rate we'll end up at, if it was possible to do 12.5 mil or even if 13 mil was possible. So let's speed this up and enjoy fat XP drops. I will see you guys in a bit. Alright, this is pretty wild, guys. I still have 2 mil crafting XP left, but I'm at 13.6 mil an hour and my XP still goes up. I think there's a small chance of hitting 14 mil an hour. This is so true until the world's top 10 disasters fucking happens. I 360 no-scoped and created a whole inventory of helmets. Now I have to dismantle 27 items, so my XP rate is pretty much doomed. With that mistake out of the way, let's finish up 99 crafting and see where we're at. For those who don't know, the reason I'm not finishing 99 smithing now is because during mining I'll be using an infernal pickaxe. This will give me a 1 in 3 chance of burning a rock when mining it and gaining some smithing experience. With my smithing XP that will be left, I should be hitting 99 smithing around the same time as mining when I get around to it. After a long, hard-working 48 minutes, here I am hitting 99 crafting. The cape is worth buying since it teleports you right next to a bank, so I had one of my viewers trade me a skills necklace plus brown apron so I can immediately teleport and buy the cape. Maybe I was just happy or in the mood, but I dismantled all of my bodies here because I had a feeling I'd forget about them after hitting max, and I didn't want to forget about 150 mil. Looking back, that made 0 sense, and I think I was just happy and in the moment since I just had a lot of fun. Oh, and of course, because of this, I had a full inventory. So instead of dropping my necklace, the 3rd age mage robe kind of caught my eye, so I decided to drop it to make inventory space. After that epic grind, I jumped right back into Sepulcher, because I still need to finish 99 agility, and especially 92 for 4 or 5. If you remember, I started doing baked pie, and the cooking XP has been relatively nice to me. Here I am, hitting level 78. And here I am, finally hitting 92 agility, unlocking me the final floor of Sepulcher, which is also the hardest. Keep in mind that the best part of this level up is now I can officially start training Fletching. I haven't trained it much, but because it's so fast, I'm able to get all of 99 during 92 to 99 agility. So you will see me Fletching in future clips now that I'm on floor 5. This is where the agility XP rates get kind of wild. This is my first few sessions on floor 5, so my rate is under 100k, but getting over is pretty maintainable. The Fletching XP you get as well with just addy darts is also really high. The best part is, once I'm 86 Fletching, I can move on to amethyst darts, since my pies give plus 4 Fletching levels. It's not something I had planned, but it worked out perfectly. Here I am hitting 84 Fletching. Oh, and just to be clear, I am not looting the grand chest. This is the chest that potentially gives a ring of endurance, which is pretty pricey. However, looting the chest on this account, each lap equates to 15 seconds lost. With the calculations of wasting 15 seconds for the chance of the ring plus the normal drops you get, skipping out on looting is effectively missing out on 50 mil an hour. Basically, once you loot 240 times, you effectively lost a whole hour of agility XP, but you would have profited 50 mil with normal drop rates. So for those who value their time for over 50 mil an hour, you're welcome. Here I am hitting level 93 agility, followed by around 90 Fletching, and 94 agility. It's rare that we actually talk about farming, so let's discuss that. I'm more than halfway through this account and I'm only level 72 farming. The good thing about hitting level 72 just now is I've just unlocked magic trees. They are level 75 to plant, but I can boost with the pie so I can start them right away. It's at this point in the series where we'll actually start to fly through farming levels. I decided to also plant cow quads because they're cheap and easy XP. Since we are pretty much behind on farming if we plan to max in about 3 months, I'm gonna go hard on this over the next few weeks. That means I have to do at least 2 runs a day and on weekdays without banking. So basically what I'll do is get a run before bed and then another on my lunch break, or something before work and then another when I get home. I guess really all you guys have to know is I'm about to gain some epic farming XP. I'm not sure if any of you are actually looking forward to a Sepulcher guide that I mentioned I'll be making in previous episodes, but I made an executive decision for myself and decided to wait until after 99 agility / school is over. Realistically, currently I have no time to edit for a guide, and if I finish 99 agility, I'll be able to do all of floor 1 to 5 in one. Let me know down below if any of you are actually looking forward to it, but I will post my tiles for 1 to 5 in the description. Anyway, this is probably a good way to wrap up the episode with the halfway mark of 99 Fletching, leveling up to 92. Now, it's time to compare our stats from last episode, and I will warn you guys, we had some big gains this week. At the end of everything, I'll also do a cost analysis for how much we've spent on the account so far. On the left, we have our stats from last week, and on the right is our current stats. Remember when I said we were about to fly through farming levels? We did exactly that, and will continue to do so. Here's the gains in just one picture. We gained 94 total levels last week, and finally, that puts us at 571 EHP. This makes the account 59.3% of the way to max, just short of 60%. Anyways, as for the cost analysis, and this kind of hurt making, especially knowing we haven't done another expensive skill yet, but here we go. I'm not maxed yet, so I'm only doing these 8 skills that I'm done with. Pairing instruction, a quick 110 and 230 mil, easy calculation. Fishing cost me 80 mil between Coambams and runners, and Hunter was an additional 45 mil for the drift nets. Herbler cost me about 360 mil, 100 mil of it being for a runner at early levels. The other 260 mil is for the actual pots. Good old crafting sitting at nearly 4.1 bill. Smithing up until level 70 cost me about 50 mil between blast furnace and runners. Thankfully, woodcutting was a cheap 7 mil due to smoldering stones and infernal axes. All of this totals to about 4964 mil, so about 5 mil has been spent on this account so far. All of that being said though, I hope you guys enjoyed the analysis and large gains this week. As always, TY for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Peace out, kings.